Welcome back to another episode of Fridays Are For Friends. I'm here with Kitboy Club record artist Munik. Can you tell us a little bit about Pray to God?
So Pray to God is a song that I just recently dropped, and just the name of it and the song in itself really just encapsulates like I'm in a moment right now where I used to, pray to God for this, and that's the hook of the song. We've been doing a lot of shows over the last couple years. We used to pray to have shows. Me and you just dropped a EP together. So, that whole rollout and that whole experience, was something I prayed for at, what I'm saying, at one point. So that's really what the song is about. It's
Yeah.
just that moment.
And what does it feel like, being in this moment and having everything that you pray for?
Well, it's not. I wouldn't say it's everything. Definitely trying to take it further and further. But it's a beautiful thing. Because these are my you're my genuine friend. These are my real brothers here with me. So it's a beautiful thing. A lot of groups fall apart and don't last. So
Yeah, feel that. And speaking about groups, can you tell us a little bit about the Kitboys? Who are the
Yeah,
Kitboys?
for sure. So I would essentially call it a lifestyle brand. That covers a bunch of different areas of the football and music world that we're trying to push. But yeah, it's just a general collective of a bunch of different artists and people that help us do everything. So
Yeah, for sure. And you guys are all come from like different backgrounds, which is really
hmm
dope. And
yeah,
coming together as a collective, how does that help, I guess, push your mission in the direction that you guys want to go?
great question. It definitely helps a lot because we all kind of come from at some level like immigrants or what I'm saying, refugees or something like this. So I think we have a different mindset on like teamwork and doing shit together and really using the team to make things happen.
For sure. Yeah, I realize like working with people that have like, played sports, it's like it's an interesting dynamic because everyone understands that they all have a different position and different role to
Yeah.
play, and no one's like at a higher pedestal than the other because everyone has that role. And do you feel like that goes into the same, plays in the same way when you're with the Kid Boys and what you guys do?
Yeah, absolutely. Like if I'm releasing something, that's my moment to do it. With a leak releasing something, Josh, everybody kind of gets their moment. Sometimes you got to pass the ball or assist or defend, while they go score. So it's all about giving and taking.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking about like your moment and your music that you're dropping, who is like your biggest musical influences?
God. Well, obviously the homies, like number one. I wouldn't even be making music if not for you or Malik or Josh or Say Cool and all the homies. But growing up, I listened to a lot of like folk music from Bosnia. That's all my parents will fucking play, like turbo folk, like a bunch of classical stuff. And then obviously when I came to the States, that's when I discovered hip hop, and I was just you know um, it was an addiction, you know. Um, the early New York wave, the West Coast rivalry. I came, right at the end of that, so I got to see, the impact that it has on American culture. So definitely a lot of New York and West Coast, and then obviously like the Atlanta, Outcasts and stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure. And the way like you live, it feels like a lifestyle of everything that's around you, whether it's your Kit Boys brand or your music, and you also work with another brand, Lucid.
Yep.
How has that taught you about running a clothing brand?
Yeah, shout out Lucid FC, shout out the Twins and Jose, man, that's family. Really professionalism, like they do everything at a really high level. So I got to learn the fashion side of it. They're heavily intertwined with the Atlanta music scene, and I got to meet a lot of people doing that, and it really just shows you the operations and the logistics of getting something done, whether it's an event, a release, a video, anything like that.
And what is your goal as both an artist and a brand?
Well, I would say number one would be just to continue pushing the envelope of football influence in America. It's slowly getting there. The addiction is rising, but that's definitely the forefront of what we're trying to do because that's where we come from.
For sure. And speaking about just football and back to the Kit Boys, you guys just had an amazing release with Umbro. Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Umbro similar lifestyle type brand. Heavily in the football world. They, sponsor a lot of teams around the world, and we've, done a few jerseys with them now. So, it's just beautiful to work with these brands that are already established and, get collaborations with them.
Yeah, cool, man. And the last thing we always tell artists is to plug yourself.
Plug yourself.
So yeah, feel free to let them know where to find you, your name, and yeah, all that about recent releases. And you can speak right
Yeah, for
there.
sure. So, my artist name is Munik. I'm part of a collective called Kitboys Club and Kitboys Club Records. That's probably the easiest way to find me is through Kitboys Club, and I also work with a brand called Lucid FC. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this, and I really appreciate it a lot. And thank you for everyone out there tuning in to another episode of Fridays Are for Friends. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Peace.